You don't need to come and find me if you don't want to find me, Raven. I wish I could say she said it in a warm tone with a hint of need, but she gave me nothing. Don't you want me to come and find you? I asked softly. My heart crushed when she replied with a nonchalant shrug. The next day, I had a full day off, and I decided I needed to get my head out of my thoughts, so I took a trip to Edinburgh. My first had been on my last cruise, and it was not my favorite. I had sailed through fjords, glimpsed polar bears, straddled continents, and discovered the land of fire and ice. Gothic architecture and a gray, drizzly day seemed drab. My first step that day into a sun-filled Edinburgh started on a brighter note. Warmth was in my heart, and a smile was on my face. Urduja and I set off to explore, but already I understood a little more about the pull of this city. Warning, don't go to Edinburgh if you don't like walking hills or steps. I felt like the grand old Duke of York. In full disclosure, I'm still not a fan of Gothic architecture. It looks less drab in the sun, but even so, it's not a style I truly appreciate. Scotland has a lot to offer its residents. Free healthcare, women's products, higher education, and museums, among other things. I had a great time there. Urduja was like a kid in a candy shop, and that excited energy was infectious. We wandered through the Egyptian tomb, learned about mammals, and lastly, the energy machines. I probably was having a slightly internal gray day. It happens. But she pulled me through with a bounce in her step and wide eyes. I could see Edinburgh had cast its spell on her, and I had a very strong suspicion that I'd be making my third trip in the not-so-distant future on the next tour around. Our next meander was to Prince's Park. Sitting on wide-open green spaces, looking down with the castle above us was idyllic. Times of peace in a genuinely busy city is not easy to find, and I'm happy we did. Wandering with no purpose came next. Ambling down busy streets, nipping in and out of shops and soaking up the ambiance of that fairy tale city. The train station brought a moment of stress. We dashed the terminal, only for me to realize I had the backpack, so Urduja didn't have the tickets to get to our train with 10 seconds to spare. It was a breathless rush that left my heart racing. Collapsing on my seat, it took a second for my pulse to settle, and as the city drifted from view, I felt the gray settle again. Urduja leaned forward, her hand resting over mine. The thing is, Raven, and I know you don't want to hear this, but if you keep chasing her, she just isn't going to realize how special you are and how lucky she is to have your attention. And I don't mean because of your killer body, sexy smile, or come make sweet love to me now voice. I mean because you are a genuinely amazing woman with a big heart. I think she knows that. I think she hates that she wants you. But until you force her to actually make the effort for you, she just isn't going to. I sighed deeply. I knew she was right. I'm not good at that, though. When I want something, I don't know how to pause and slow down. I only know how to chase after it, I said. Urduja nodded knowingly. Maybe Claudia could be exactly what you need after all, then, to learn how to value yourself. A single light beamed on the stage. The black piano, perfectly polished, gleamed in the light. A deep red-orange gown spilled across the top and gave a glimpse of my pale skin.